Hey everyone, hey, how's it going? All right. How you all doing today? This nice Tuesday. Hope you're all having a nice day, nice week. Yep. Okay. So I basically want to try doing something quite interesting. Let me open up Unity. That one. Um, I'm doing great. Yeah, thank you. Hope you're all doing quite nice. AC is my safe. Yeah, same thing for me. Honestly, I don't normally keep the AC just because my home, thankfully, is quite cool in the summer. But since I'm doing a live stream now, I got a massive light pointing at me. That always makes it quite a bit intense. So actually, today I am using AC as opposed to just having the windows open. Because yeah, with just the windows, yeah, today's definitely quite insane. Yeah. Well, from Portugal too. Oh, hola, nice. That's cool. After my twins in the crazy heat. Oh, that's tricky. I just saw a news like a while ago. Apparently, a bunch of people are dying in France because it's a very intense heat wave. So yeah, definitely take care of that. Definitely make sure nothing bad happens. So yeah, Next Fest just ended. Even though just ended, that's a bit of a strange terminology, just because technically it did end, but at the same time, most of these demos, most of these developers, they do know the best practice is to basically leave your demo open alive after Next Fest actually finishes. So I'm guessing most of these you can still play them. But the important thing with it having officially quote unquote ended is how now we can actually see the results. What were the top 50 most played demos of the June Next Fest event? It's really great because basically the games that we're seeing here are the games that are going to be the hits like 3 to 6 months from now. So looking at this is very good to see what the Steam audience is interested in right now and what will they be playing in a few months when these games all come out. So it's nice to look at these to try to identify any kind of trend. Although honestly, I looked at this for a little bit and I'm not quite sure there's just one specific trend. There are definitely quite a lot of trends and quite a lot of things that are um, still popular and will continue still being popular. But yeah, so there isn't just one single trend, but still the general thing. So looking at all of these, I would say Friend Swap is still very much the case. So Bomb Banana, this is a game where you are essentially three players. One cannot see, one cannot hear, one cannot speak, and you basically have to combine all of them in order to defuse a bomb. Very clever idea, very great for streamers, that kind of thing. Very much a friend swap kind of game. So yep, this is the kind of genre that is still very hot and is evidenced by this one. So this is the number 1 game on Steam. Let me actually try to see the wishlist count, which I have to see on the other window just because for some reason SteamDB no longer says the actual numbers if you are not logged in. So if I look on the charts and I see, yep, there you go. On the last few days, Bomb Banana, basically, there you go. On the last few days, Bomb Banana went from 2K followers to 3K, which means again about 1,000 followers. And in general, followers are about 10 to 12, maybe 20 times wishlist. So essentially, in the past week, in the past, not even 1 week, yeah, literally just one day, from 21 to 22, they went up by 1,000, which means they got about 10, maybe 15, maybe 20,000 wish lists. And then over here on this bump, it was basically another thing. So yeah, this week they basically got 2,000 followers, which is 20 to 40,000 wish lists, something like that. So yeah, definitely quite a big increase. That's why this one is on top. Then our Nest, this is the one that I was playing the other day, and this is the one that I actually want to try remaking, try seeing how I can build a game like this because it's very fun, very interesting. So basically, so this is a genre about interactions, I would say. So kind of similar to like the simulator genre, kind of similar to that. But yeah, for the most part, simulators, interaction games, those are still quite hot. This one, I believe, is like a massive RPG. So this one, I don't think there's much we can take away from that. Same thing for this, an action game. This game that has been very hot on Twitter for a very long time. I've been seeing gifs of this game for years, and it's interesting that it's finally coming out. Then nice FPS with some acrobatics, so that is interesting. Then we've got a classic RTS, which I was quite surprised to see this one at the top of the list, just because classic RTS usually don't do very well in terms of sales. So I'm very surprised to see this one. I guess I would like to try playing this, try to see what is this one doing differently. And then this one, I believe it's like another sort of RPG as well. Eh. Then this one, I believe it's another that is kind of like a friend swap, right? Or actually, no. No, this one is single player. So interesting, like unique horror. And then down here, essentially, we've got like Double Dealers. This is another friend swap kind of thing. Grain Rot. This is another friend swap kind of thing. So I would say friend swap is still very much a top tier genre. If you want to make successful games, that is definitely a good genre to try to go for. If we go down, we can see some more. Like this one is also sort of friend swap, horror online. Yep. So I would say that is the main one. There's actually 2 games about restoration, so that's interesting. I don't know if that makes a trend, just 2 games, but still, that is interesting. And we got some more friend swap. And actually, I'm not noticing quite a lot of incremental games, so I do wonder, has that genre sort of hit its peak? I do wonder, because I'm pretty sure on previous Next Fest, incremental games were basically the whole thing. Whereas over here, I don't think I've seen one that counts as incremental. I mean, Kingdom Rush, that is like tower defense, so a little bit of similar mechanics to like incremental games, but not quite that much. Cozy Game Restoration, no, that is really not. So yeah, this one is also not. So yeah, I don't think out of all of these, I was able to find like one that is like an incremental game. So that is very, very interesting and does make me question. So, because I'm pretty sure on previous Next Fest, like the one with a game about feeding a black hole, I'm pretty sure that one got an insane amount of wish lists during Next Fest. So over here, I don't know how many games this shows, like 50, maybe top 50 games. And on top 50 games, I believe there's only like one incremental, and it's actually a very different incremental. So yeah, I think that is basically the only one, because other than that, I think all of these are like not incremental. So it seems like perhaps the incremental genre is not is perhaps reached the top. So I don't know if that's the case. I still think it's a great genre, especially because it's a genre that you can make very quickly. So it is still a genre that I would recommend if you're trying to make games to find success. But yes, it does seem like perhaps it reached the top, and perhaps now that genre is gonna not necessarily go down to 0, but definitely go down by a little bit and then stabilize at some sort of level. So I guess we will see. Robinson said he sees incrementals are fading. So that will be interesting, yeah. I mean, looking at this, it definitely seems very clear they are fading. But now, of course, that is a question. Will they fade to the point where they become a unviable genre? Or will they fade but still find a stable point? Like, for example, Bullet Heavens, the Vampire Survivors likes. Those have also definitely dropped in popularity quite a bit, but they've actually managed to find a decent level. So that is actually quite nice. So perhaps that is the same thing that will actually happen to those same incremental kind of games. Perhaps they won't go down, but then find a nice little thing. I don't know, but yeah, it will be interesting. Oh, okay. So this one is also says incremental. So basically, there's 2 on top 50, and also I noticed there's quite a few with cars. So Car Mechanic Simulator, that one is quite interesting. Then above here there was like Bus Simulator, and we've got Nomad Drive, and then up here near the top we've got the other one about the driving Jeeps. So Over the Hill. So there are like 4 or 5 related to like trucks, cars, but not racing. So that's interesting. And then yeah, a bunch of general ones. Also note how there aren't that many like similar games. I mean, I would say there's definitely a few. So if you want to compare which genres are more popular nowadays, I would say simulators are still more popular than incremental games. So simulator games, that's definitely an example of a genre that massively blew up and then dropped down a little bit, but didn't drop down too much. It dropped down a tiny amount. So perhaps that is the same thing that will happen to incrementals. They still stay below simulation games, but not way below, so they still become a viable thing. Because over here, so RNS is very much a sort of simulation game, basically very tactile. You're actually moving and modifying things. And then I'm pretty sure I saw a bunch more that were kind of like that. So like the Restory one, this also basically sort of simulation. You're basically manipulating objects, so I would call it kind of like that. Then yeah, there were a bunch more like this one, literally the same thing. So it's very curious to see 2 games just like it. And then Gold Mining Simulator. So yeah, these and I guess these car games could also be sort of simulation games because they're definitely not racing. So yeah, I guess perhaps those are the interesting takeaways out of this. Incrementals not quite as insanely hot, but perhaps still a viable genre. And simulator games, if they are unique, kind of like this one, you can still find quite a lot of success. And the main one is definitely Friend Swap. So yeah, if you want to make a game that you have high hopes that it won't find success, then it does seem like Friend Swap is perhaps a good genre to go for. Now, of course, we don't know how many of these are like percentage-wise, how many of these find a ton of success, like percentage-wise. So is it like the top 10% of Friend Swaps that find success, or like the top 30%? I don't think there's any way of knowing this, but at least based on this top 50, the genre that is most present over here are definitely Friend Swap games. So yeah, I guess if you want to make a game that you hope will find success, then perhaps Friend Swap might actually be a good option. Yeah. Let's see the World Cup later on. Oh, is something happening today? I don't know. I haven't quite kept track. Yeah. Doesn't seem as impactful as previous years. I think that is also the case, but still very, very impactful. So definitely something that's still should exist in your marketing plan. Still a very crucial step, even if perhaps not as impactful. Yeah. We do live stream, yeah, trying to do a little bit. Oh, Fuad, hey, thanks for being here. Nice, yeah. And the last Steam update, are you talking about the one on the personal calendar? I've heard some Game Discover Co. Oh boy, that's some terrible writing, but Google understood what I wanted. They actually did some their newsletter. They actually did recently make a post on, didn't they? Or was it a pre? Oh, there you go. It's right here. Yeah. They recently did a little bit of research, so some numbers are starting to come in on the personal calendar and how that one works. And it seems like for some developers, it is actually working out better. But of course, there is a question: is it working out better because something new? So is it again something that is going to spike and then drop down like crazy, or is it going to spike and then actually end up being better than the previous model? Maybe, maybe not. So yeah, still remains to be seen. We still need quite a bit more data to know. Are things a little bit easier now for indie devs, or are they harder? Is there a different meta going to come out? I don't know. But yes, some results do lead to quite a few increases. So hopefully this is actually quite positive. Yeah. So thank you. I'll let me make a really cool OBS Unity overlay. That is awesome. Cool. Nice. That is very, very nice. I hope you're I'm glad to hear you're learning a lot. Nice. Yeah. Weekday live streams. Yeah, trying to do a few things. Yeah. It's now in hibernation mode. Incrementals. You can still make enough from them, but it's now extremely hard to be ahead. Yep. Like general horror games. Yep, that's actually a good comparison, comparing it with horror games. Yeah, incrementals and horror games might be actually quite similar. Yeah, I definitely agree. It's only a good choice because it's relatively easy and fast to make. Yep. So even if you won't sell a ton, you can surely drop it off quickly and cheaply enough to at least learn. Yep. So yeah, even if the genre drops down, it is still a genre that I would recommend if you want to A, learn, and B, try to find a little bit of success. So yeah, that is still quite nice. Cover this. Oh yeah, I saw his post. Yeah, literally nothing has really changed yet. So when it comes to Next Fest, yep, this one is basically the meta is still the same. Make a good demo, and it's still the same. Where the first 2 days are very messy, then the games organize themselves in the charts. So yeah, all of that is still very much the case. Let me put this there. That and that. Lifestyle having dinner. All right, Jay, how's it going? Nice, Sam. All this money, so it's in their interest if it works better. Yeah, I agree, and they are very data focused. So I'm hoping, in all their beta testing, they did realize, okay, this method works best. I hope so. So yeah, I guess we shall see. Yeah. In the case that it will have a smaller impact, but much more for devs. If only some devs got even one ticket wish list, which is much less than. Yeah, technically you can get there with much fewer wish lists, and technically those wish lists, the wish lists that you do gain might be fewer than popular upcoming, but they might actually convert better, which ultimately is what Steam actually cares about. So yeah, I don't know. I guess hopefully, I don't know. Like I said, we still have to wait for actual numbers to come in, but if those numbers come in, when those numbers come in, hopefully numbers will be quite positive, so we'll be able to see, yep, this actually worked out nicely. All right, so here I would like to make a quick video. So basically, this game is so insanely successful, and it's a very interesting idea. And basically, the core concepts used in this game are things that you can use in many other games. So yeah, basically, I would like to make a little, not quite a full-blown tutorial, just like an overview video on how this type of game can be made. Because yeah, doing these kinds of interactions is definitely something that you can expand with lots of different genres, different themes, different ideas. And yeah, nowadays having a good game idea is definitely extremely important. So yeah, finding something, yeah, because the game is super cool, very nice. That is all super cool. But yeah, basically the manipulation of these objects, rotating those things, those switches, those levers, all of that is super cool. So that's something that I would like to make a quick little video on, because it should be relatively easy to do. So over here, I basically just got a player character controller. Yeah, okay, it's probably best if I, can't I assign, don't I have some kind of material over here just to make it look a little bit different? Do I have some kind of texture on this project? I don't know. Okay, do I have like a ground texture? Background, no, something quite a bit more. Oh, there you go, I got my background sprites. Okay, I guess I'll just use these. Just make it like 10, 10, 50, 50, 100, 100. Yeah, there you go, kind of like this, just so I can see it. And then of course a UI little image. And for this, let me just make just a nice circle. And just put the circle really tiny down the center. So 0, 0, maybe 20 by 20. No, way too big. Oh, right, because I didn't set up the canvas. So I put it on scale with screen size, 1920 by 1080, scale with the height. And for the image, yep, let's put it like 2020 with a little outline on full black. Okay, good. So basically got a mini little player controller. You can basically look around, walk around. Okay, that's fun. That's cool. So I would like to make, for example, first of all, start off by making just a simple lever, push up and down, just something as simple as that. So we build some kind of, first of all, some kind of pillar. So we put this on 0, 0. And let's see, where's my player? Are you behind? Okay, it's behind. Okay. So over there, let's put some kind of pillar. Okay. And on this pillar, I want to build some kind of lever. So let me put a lever kind of like out here. And I guess let me question, how am I going to... So I guess first of all, instead of a lever, just a button that I pull down. Maybe that is... Yeah, I guess maybe starting with that is probably the easiest way to research, just to see how this one worked. Oh boy, this one is way too stretched out. So actually put that one out, that one on 1, 1, keep the scale nice and clean, put the sphere inside it, and let me actually make it a little bit smaller. Actually make it, yeah, like 1, 1. Oh, okay, so I just want nice sphere, 0, 0, game object, put it up there, and yeah, basically just want to actually, and this is the one that has the sphere collider. And on this one, let's get rid of the sphere collider. And yeah, basically just want to click and move this object up and down. That is basically what I'm going to try to do. Yeah. Not chat much. Just want to say thanks for being inspiration. Nice. Influenced me to release my first game on July 15. Oh, that is awesome. In early access, now released. That is awesome. Congrats on that. Congrats on publishing your game. 1 year in early access. That is awesome. I hope you managed to achieve all your goals. That is a great achievement, so that is cool. Nice. Teach me how to use Unity. Well, I've got plenty of... Where's my... Oh, it's that one. I was clicking the wrong tab. .co/learn game dev. Is that the link? Yeah, there you go. That's the link. So yeah, if you want to learn, basically follow my roadmap, my beginner courses, and something like that. Yeah. It was a great work. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for watching. I'm glad my videos are helping you. That is nice. Yeah. Can Claude help you code your game? Sure, if you know what to ask it. AI is very good at following exactly what you tell it. So if you tell it some good instructions, it won't be able to help. If you tell it some bad instructions, then it won't actually quite help. Okay, so let me go make some what do I call it? Because it's not interaction systems. That is usually like you interact with something. Or I guess secondly, grabbing and holding, that is also an interaction. Maybe. Okay, let me try doing something kind of like this. So if, first of all, mouse.current.was, no, left was presses frame. So I want, if it was pressed and is held down, is pressed, is that a function? No, that's that one. Okay, so is pressed, and then of course was released this frame. Okay, so I got press, click, hold, and release. Okay, so I want to first of all identify the object. So I'll find that one. I'll do a raycast from the camera position there to some kind of interact distance. Load for this, let's say something like just 1F. There's probably enough. Okay, so I go there and I try to find with some kind of components. So let me create some kind of component to store it. Something like iGrabbable, maybe? Or just grabbable. Actually, no need to have an interface right now. So let's start with just that, just something called grabbable. And then I'm going to see if it does have that grabbable component. So over here, try get component grabbable. So I've got that one, and then I've got a private grabbable, the thing that I'm, oh boy, what did I click on? The thing that I'm currently trying to grab. Okay, just put it just like this. If you find it, then great, and break it out. Okay, so on is pressed, if grabbable does not equal null, if I've got a grabbable, then I basically want to move it, but I also need to freeze the camera because I need to move it. And the tricky part in this kind of system is trying to figure out how do you move the object, because you can't just move it in any direction. So it has to, I guess that is the tricky part about this, is how do you define what is the path that the object can take. So for that, I'm trying to think what is the best option to sort that. Maybe some kind of spline. Maybe you create a spline, then you try to move it alongside that spline. Okay, I'm trying to think. So I guess I could have some kind of plane. Then you try to move it. Because yeah, you need some kind of plane in order to know, am I colliding with that? So I've got like grabbable, that's the item that I'm grabbing. Then I've got like the grabbable plane. Main point P is an empty game object. Yes, but then the dragging part, you need to know where are you dragging into it. Yeah, I think a spline might be the best thing. So spline, I think, might be the best thing for like moving it from A to B. But I also need to know how to move it, which means I need to have some kind of plane that I'm raycasting into in order to figure out, okay, move to the closest point of the spline around this. I think that is the best approach possible. Unless, yeah, I think that is the best approach possible. Basically create like a grabbable plane, and then I basically just follow it around that plane. I think that might actually be, okay, so let's try that approach first and try to see if it works. So I got like a grabbable, so this is like a lever, something like that, lever. Then I've got, let's say, a simple quad, and on this quad you've got a mesh collider, and this quad is basically going to be the path that I'm going to put it on. And this one, yeah, actually I don't need to identify the type, I can just use a layer. So I'm going to use, oh boy, I got so many layers on this project. Okay, grabbable track or plane. Yeah, I think plane makes more sense. Grabbable plane. So I've got a grabbable plane. This is the grabbable plane. So I've got this one, and on this one I put it on that one. Okay, and then over here I can basically define just a serialized field, private layer mask, for the grabbable plane layer mask. So I've got this one, and then basically as I have it pressed, I'm going to do some kind of that on some kind of interact distance over here. Let's say a little bit bigger, but I'm going to want to grab the grabbable plane layer mask, so I only collide with that one. Then I'm going to, actually over here, I just want to raycast because I just want to hit one, right? Yeah, I think just a normal raycast probably works fine. Trying to remember if the regular raycast. Oh, look at that! Hey, someone on the Twitch stream. So apparently that one is working. Hey, Chapsy Empty. Oh yeah, thank you for thank you for writing here because I wasn't sure because it's my first time using Twitch, so I wasn't sure if it was working. But apparently it is working. Nice. So yeah, that is cool. Okay, thank you for being here. That's nice. Yeah. Mistake on line 31. Do I? No. Okay, so I'm trying to grab that one. So I grab that one, and now I just need to find. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to just do a regular raycast. So that takes the position, takes the forward, takes the max distance, layer mask. Where's the? Oh, it's B4. No, not the ray. Oh boy, this has so many versions. It is so tricky. You've got the origin, direction, max distance. Isn't there one with the max distance and the raycast? Origin, direction, max distance, layer mask. Yeah, where's the... Okay, that one. Okay, there you go. Finally found it. That one pulls down. Okay, okay. So it's over here. Out, raycast, hit, raycast, hit. So I've got this guy right here. And basically, if I collide with something, if so, then I'm going to want to try to get it. So let's actually just put grabable dot transform dot position, put it equals this raycast hit dot point. If I just put it like that, I should be able to basically move it around the actual plane. So just like this should be working for a nice quick test. Yeah. Mirror, is the voice in the live stream low? Is it? Let me try to see. I mean, the microphone is a little bit away just so that I can actually type on the keyboard, but yeah. My game mainly in Portuguese. I mean, most of my games, they do have Portuguese translations. Oh boy, I put it way too big. I definitely do recommend you make a Portuguese translation just to make sure that it actually... because Portugal is actually a pretty small country, but Brazil speaks the same language, and it's actually a much bigger country. It's actually a pretty big audience, so yes. Oh, right, because I still have it. Okay, so it shouldn't be on this one. No, the spherical light should be on this one. Okay, so that's a sphere, and this one has a grab ball. And then I should be able to grab this one and move it alongside this one. Let me just go on the player. Yeah, because I forgot to assign this, of course. Grab on plane like that. So I make this one. Now it should be a little bit. Try and see. Is it worth to create games integrated to Steam Workshop so players can drop items and sell them on the market, kind of like Tomb Bar Heroes, Bongo Cat, and so on? I think that's definitely a very interesting genre, especially those that you mentioned, like Bongo Cat, games that are free and they essentially have like sort of microtransactions. I think that is a very interesting genre that does have quite a lot of potential, but I think it's very tricky to do it right. So Steam Workshop, I think, is usually great. I think it's usually something that you should add if you can add. Now, the thing is that the first time that you work with Workshop is actually going to be very difficult, so it's going to take you quite a lot of effort to implement Workshop, and it's probably not going to be worth it. But once you know how it works for future games, it will be much easier to implement. So as a learning experience, I would recommend that you use Workshop just so you learn how to use it. And then in the future, when you have a game that does have quite a lot of traction, and Workshop is basically a multiplier. So if your game sells X number of copies using Workshop, it will probably sell 2X if people actually interact with the Workshop with all the mods part of it. So in that sense, it does pay to add Workshop support. But even if you do, always remember that it is tricky to implement. So it's one of those very much high risk, high reward, or not high risk, because again, like I was saying, the first time you implement, it is going to take you quite a lot of time, but after you know how it works, it's relatively easy to implement. And yeah, if it works out very well, you can make an entire game just based on that, just based on make it free with stuff on the Workshop, with stuff with items that you can sell on the market that can work out quite nicely. So yeah, honestly, that's a genre that I would like to experiment with. if I had some time, I think I would do that just because I think it does have potential. Those games, I mean, Bongo Cat, that one is a massive hit, right? If I search for Bongo Cat, it has what, like 5,000 reviews? And there's a bunch of them kind of like this one. 27,000, that's insane. That's a lot of players. And yeah, a bunch of those players won't buy these packs, won't buy these items, so on. So yeah, this is a viable genre. It is something. Desktop companion. No, that's not quite what it is. So yeah, it's hard because there's no way to search for these specific games. They're kind of like desktop companion, but more passive. So yeah, but yeah, it's definitely an interesting genre, interesting thing to do with that. Yeah. But it's still active. Yes. Can you paint parts? I actually don't remember if I enabled that. I think I did, didn't I? Oh no, I guess I didn't. Okay, so yeah, I'll remember to let me add the, because I thought I didn't. Okay. Because I have it on all my other courses. So yeah, normally I do have. So yeah, I guess I won't add that after I finish this live stream. Because yeah, I thought I had it, but apparently not yet. D6.8 should implement that. Implement what? Summon definitions? Making games around 200 files and 15,000 lines of code. Nice. Use similar definitions from making it to 4 to 5 seconds to compile. Yep. That actually, similar definitions, they can be quite nice, quite useful. But like a little bit more intense because it's working it out. Okay, so let me see why this one wasn't working, because it was not working. I'm pretty sure I have the player interaction system. So yeah. So debug.log, trying to do a log on the raycast hit. What is this guy hitting? Dot transform. And over here, debug.log. Take just the grabbable and try to see what this one is doing. Oh, Corsair, yeah, that one should be coming soon. That should be fun, yeah. Hey, Marcia, hey, how's it going? Just following just very briefly. I mean, I saw like 10 minutes of the Portugal game. Oh, right, it's the distance, right? Yeah, it's a distance. Oh, I made it too tall, so I can't quite reach to grab the grab the lever. So yeah, so like the I think it was the last Portugal game. I don't know where they tied, and it's fun. It's nice, it's interesting. So yeah, hopefully as the games go on, they become quite a bit more interesting. So yeah, but I haven't followed it like super intensely. Just yeah. Okay, so that was the issue. The issue was distance was way too far away. Let me see, can I grab it? Okay. Okay, so now I can grab it. It's just not falling. Okay, so that's good. So the interact distance, so I guess this one is now returning true. Because otherwise this would work out. And this is now working out. Why is it not working out? Perhaps because I forgot to put on the grab-on plane. No, you do have mesh. You are on the plane. I wonder if the plane is just upside down, maybe? Maybe. Okay, so I grab it. And nope, it's only finding down. Why is it not? Okay, so I hold it, and it's not quite grabbing down. Why aren't you grabbing this one? For the interact distance, the grab-on plane layer mask. Okay, because it's on the other one as well. Okay. Is it because this one is backwards? Is that the issue? Might be the issue. Even though I don't think so, because I don't think the colliders, I don't think they have I don't think they have a side, so I do think the collider should work out. Go pick it. Oh, there you go. Ah, there you go. So it does? Okay, so I think I just learned something new, because I thought colliders didn't have But if it's like this, huh? Well, there you go. I just learned something new because I normally don't use mesh colliders. I normally just use box colliders. So I guess that's why. So I thought apparently colliders, at least mesh colliders, at least the quad mesh collider, apparently they do have a side. Because yeah, like this, it does not work. But if I rotate it around, now all of a sudden, yeah, there you go. It does work exactly as I wanted. Okay, so that is something. All right. Yeah, back faces. I did not know that colliders also had back faces. Because again, I normally use just a box collider, which is a box, so it has faces out. So yeah, I did not know this one. Apparently the quad mesh collider, that one does have a back face. Okay. All right, so yeah, essentially I can basically grab the lever and sort of pull it down. So yeah, because I can push it and I can kind of pull it down. Okay, it's still annoying me how this is way too tall. I gotta make this a little bit smaller. But yeah, so basically I can move it around this. But of course the lever is not meant to move side to side, just up and down. So I guess now is the question. So I think I should make this, basically have a plane that you can then move around. But then of course not meant to move freely on the plane. It's meant to move on just one position to another position. So for that one, I think the best use case is to use a nice spline. So if I create over here, do I have the splines installed? I might have to install it. I don't think I have splines installed, so I gotta install that one. Has visual scripting ever helped? I'm just starting Unity and tried visual scripting and helped me understand the basics like what a vector is or vector 2. It's pretty cool. Yep, I agree. Visual scripting, I think it's a really great learning tool. So yeah, especially for people who have trouble like visualizing logic, I think visual scripting can help with that by quite a lot. So yeah, if you're having issues trying to understand visual scripting, logic, the flow of logic, the flow of code, all of that, for that, yeah, I do think visual scripting is actually really good. So I definitely recommend you at least try it. If you find programming way too complex, start with visual scripting, and then once you understand the basics of visual scripting, you can essentially jump into programming much easily. So yeah, definitely I'm a big fan of visual scripting, even though I don't tend to use it myself. I am a big fan when it comes to as a nice learning tool. Okay, so what I want my draw splines tool. Okay, so I gotta hide the sphere. Wait, did I have the spline somewhere? No, okay. Okay, no spline anywhere. So just over here, create a spline. How do I, okay, create a spline from like there, going down. Can I make it straight? Okay, no. Okay, just like this. How do I end it? There you go. Okay, so basically I got a nice spline right here. And yep, there you go. I've got a spline. And now trying to remember how splines work. I use them in my Game Dev practice lab, but now I don't quite remember. So I get a grabbable, and I guess on this grabbable, let me store a nice serialized field, private. I think it's a spline container, isn't it? I think it is. Isn't it called? Yeah, it's a spline container. Where does this type exist? Or it doesn't exist? Isn't it called spline container? Okay. Yeah, it is spline container. So why is this not? Okay, that's a bit strange. Why when I put spline container does not? Yeah. Oh, okay. Now we see it. Okay, so I guess it just didn't refresh. Spline container. So I've got this one, and now I'm pretty sure move grabbable. So I'm pretty sure this one has the spline container. That one has like get point, evaluate position, or closest. Maybe it's the evaluate position. Or no, I think it was on the spline utilities dot find closest spline utility. Yeah, there you go. I think it's this one. Closest. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to try to look at my other thing that I did to try to remember what is the. Oh, there you go. Get the nearest point. That's the one. That's the one that I want. So get the nearest point. Oh, I guess maybe I can use this one. Dot nearest. No, okay, not that one. So get nearest point for the spline container. I just have one spline. nearest point to array or to a point and returns out the nearest, and with a float t. Okay, so basically move grab on, then vector3 for the target position. And now I want the closest to this target position, out float 3 for the nearest position, out float 3. Oh, no, just float for the t. Resolution, that doesn't really matter. Okay, that one. And then evaluate the position on this t right here. And then put, yeah, the grab wants this one. So transform that position equals that one. Okay. So now over here, not on this one, but on the other one. So on this one, as I move it, instead of moving it directly, I can go in the grab ball. And on this one, move the grab ball to this target position. And it should go to roughly the closest point. Let's see if that works. Yeah, exactly. I can set the numbers over here directly in order to make it 100% straight. There you go. That is a perfect thing. Yeah. You've watched Black Clover? No, I haven't. I've heard that it's great, but no, it's actually one of the ones. Oh boy, what happened? Why did the? Oh, because I hit the sphere. Okay. So no, I haven't seen it. I've seen. It's one of the ones on my list that I would love to watch because I've heard very, very good things about it. And it's from the area of anime that I quite enjoy, so maybe... Okay. Am I still too far? Okay, no reference exception, as usual. Because I forgot to assign, where it is, on the sphere, I forgot to assign the spline right there. Let me also make this... Why is this way too short? Let's put 5F. Because again, the lever is still way too big, so yeah. Beginning of stream, do you use the template or package you previously made for the character control in this scene, or did you quickly make it on the spot? I reused one that I made quite a long time ago. I don't remember when I wrote this. I wrote this years ago. So yeah, I don't remember when I wrote this, but yeah, I basically just copy pasted it from a previous project and just use it right here. So yeah, no need to rewrite something all of a sudden if you already have it previously. Okay, so it snapped onto that point. Okay, so at least the snapping part, that one did work out. But why are you returning just 0 is my question. Oh, okay, I think this is the issue that I had when I was making when I was working with splines previously. I think the issue was that it's because the target position, I'm pretty sure this one is meant to be in local or global, something like that. Debug.log on this current position, close the T. I'm pretty sure that's the issue. I'm pretty sure I have to convert this target position into a local position, because if I search for spline utility, get this one, I'm pretty sure calculate the closest point and float 3, the point on spline, the accuracy, but resolution. Okay, but it doesn't mention, but I'm pretty sure that's the issue, because I'm pretty sure I remember having this exact same issue the last time that I worked with spline. So yeah. 80% of the time I had a serialized field, I forget. Yep, same thing to me. Which is why I don't get scared when I see a null reference exception, because most times I know instantly what the issue was. Oh, I just forgot to assign something. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so that's interesting. Why is the T changing? That's weird. Why would the T be in the negatives? Huh, that's weird. Anyways, doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure that is the issue. So I've got to, okay, now I'm trying to think, how do I, is the spline container dot inverse transform point, or do I gotta get the transform point? I always forget. So this one is local to world, so I want the opposite. So inverse transform point from the target position. So vector3 local target position. I believe this right here is indeed the issue. And if I make it local, I think that one actually works out nicely. Let's try to see that one. Okay, where it is. There you go. Ah, there you go. Nice. It worked. Ah, that's cool. Why is it sliding though? Oh, it's probably the resolution and all that. But yeah, there you go. Look at that. I can now move up and down, and everything works out nicely. Woo! Cool. That works. Let me try making it quite a bit more smooth, which I'm assuming are these parameters. The resolution and the iterations. Let me actually check the documentation, try to see what is this one doing. Why don't you just update the white position on the ball? That is a great question. And the answer is because I don't want it to just move vertically. I'm basically trying to make a system kind of like in this game, where some of those are kind of like that one, where it just moves, or actually that one is not vertical. That one is actually rotating at an angle, but like those are rotating. So if they are rotating, I can't just manually do it. I mean, I could if I knew some complex math, but I don't know complex math. So yeah, much easier to just define a spline and then basically just follow the spline. That is going to work out much better as opposed to the thing. What was I doing? All right, checking the resolution. How many segments? Okay, so I think that's what I need. How many segments? Higher values mean smaller and smaller segments, which increase the accuracy at the cost of processing time. Of course, sure. Minimum resolution is defined by pick resolution min. What is pick resolution min? It's a constant. It's 2. Is it? Oh, so I can't make it smaller than 2? Okay. So I guess over here, I can't make it smaller than 2. What if I put 1? And what is the iterations? What is this one supposed to do? The nearest point is calculated by finding the nearest point on the entire length of the spline using the resolution. Okay. Successive iterations will then, subdivide further. Oh, okay, now I get it. Or at least I think I get it. So basically it splits. So if I put like, wait, more resolution affects how many segments to split a spline into. Oh, okay, so I was going the other way. So in order to be accurate, I don't want 1, I want bigger. So 4 means it splits the spline into 4 pieces. And iterations mean it splits into 4, then finds around here, then goes in here, and split this one into 4 as well, then finds a point. Okay, so I put a resolution of like 10, and iterations of like 5. I mean, this is a very simple piece of code, so I assume it's not going to have issues with performance. But yeah, either way, just playing around with these values, that should be it. Yeah, I could also just leave resolution. I mean, again, I'm not really too worried with performance, but yeah, there you go, nice and smooth. And I can move it up and down, and that works. All right, awesome. Now, the one thing about the game is that the game itself, I'm pretty sure I remember that it locks the camera. So that is something that I won't have to handle later. Yeah, because basically it locks the camera, and then I can basically move it around. So, yeah. But essentially it is... Oh, actually, no. I was thinking that it's kind of like this, but not quite. Or I guess there are 2 methods. Do you want to either let the player freely move the camera, or do you want to lock the camera in place as the player tries to manipulate something? So I guess neither one is right or wrong. It's very much just one of those. It's a question of what is the design that you're going for. Because, yeah, both of them can work. Yeah, for a sort of tutorial, sort of showcase overview, basically this game was one of the, was like literally number 2 on the Next Fest, which means quite a lot of people find this idea interesting. So I guess I would like to make a sort of tutorial, sort of showcase, sort of overview on how you could make a game like this, which is really just based on that, just based on interactions, manipulating things, and yeah. And it's basically, it's very interesting because it's kind of similar to the entire simulator genre, which is the simulator genre. It's all very similar mechanics. They all work very much the same, but you just apply a different theme on top, and all of a sudden you got a completely different game. You've got like trading cards, you've got like running a supermarket, you've got like running a bus station or whatever it is. And yeah, at its core, it's all very much just based on manipulating objects, which is basically what I'm going to try to cover on that one. So basically how you can make sort of like this, sort of like a lever that goes up and down, and you can basically do that. Blueprints is mainly interaction as well. Oh, that's nice. I still haven't played Blueprints. I very much would like to, but yeah. So here's one. So now as a test, let's try doing the other one. Let's try doing a circular one, try to see if it works. Let me just find different colors just so I can see, even though the track is obviously not going to be visible, but do I have some kind of, maybe I do have. Do I have some kind of like black material? Black material, okay, I've got a bunch of black materials. Let's assume this one probably works out. Okay, that is probably way too much. So like gray, is there a gray material? Okay, that's good. Just enough to basically differentiate down. So essentially, so I got a lever. It has like a spline, has something, sure. And I'm going to create another one. So like circular wheel. Okay, wheel is already circular, so let's say some kind of wheel. Sure, doesn't really matter. Anyways, so inside, yeah, I basically just have the same 3 pieces. So I've got something to grab onto. So in this case, yeah, let's make it kind of like a circular thing. Let's make it a little bit smaller, just because this is way too big. It's like 0.5, kind of like that. And let's put it inside, or let's put it more flat, just to make it look a bit nicer. Yeah, there you go, kind of like this. Okay, so basically got that, which is meant to be some kind of knob, and then I want to move the knob around. Oh, that's actually going to be an interesting challenge that I just thought about. Yeah, this is actually going to be a little bit more difficult than I thought. So essentially, then I got it, and then I've got the spline. So let's go here, and okay, yeah, basically kind of like this. Okay. So let me hide the sphere. So I've got the grab-on plane, and then for the spline, yeah, kind of like this. Go here, go here, go here, go here, go here, then here, here, and here. Yeah, there you go. Nice little spline. There you go. Completed. So I've got that spline. Now I've got that one over there. And for the sphere, that one exists right there. And I just need to assign the spline container. Did this one miss? Okay, good. So essentially I got the sphere. And I think just like this, it's probably going to work, but it's going to lead to the problem that I already imagined, which is what if I'm holding over here and I move over here? Then basically it's going to teleport. And obviously I don't want it to teleport. But I think that should be easy to fix. By just testing the distance, that should be relatively easy. So I guess, let's see, but just like this, actually I think literally just like this is already going to work, right? Because this one already has the collider, already has the component, the grab ball. And it's basically just doing the same thing, just following a spline. So yeah, so on this one, move up and down, makes sense. And this one, yeah, there you go, look at that, it already works. Okay, there you go. That is a nice system. But yeah, there you go, that's the issue. Where if I teleport like this, obviously that is not correct. If this is like some kind of wheel that I'm holding, some kind of steering wheel, obviously I don't want it to teleport. So I gotta solve that one. But essentially, yeah, there you go. I can already rotate around. Like imagine if I was like, I don't know, like moving like the Canon vertical thing. Yeah, there you go. I can do that. Want a full RNS clone that only has prototype graphs like this. That would be fun, yeah. Made a custom required attribute that prevents me from entering play mode with no reference. Oh, that's fun. That's nice. Yeah, I guess it's a nice little, nice helper tool. That's fun. Yeah, I mean, like I said, usually I just play the game, I see a null reference, and I immediately know what the issue is. So yeah, it doesn't bother me too much, but yeah, I guess not having to waste that little bit of time would be helpful. Okay, so move rebel. So I think the easiest way to solve that one is basically just checking a max distance. So keeping track of like a float 3 for the last... Actually, no, I don't even need to keep track of that one, right? Yeah. Because I define a float 3 for the new position, and it's this one. And then I just check if vector3.distance, if distance between the current transform.position and the new position, if this distance is bigger than float2far distance, which let's say just 0.1f, because it's going to run too much. So if it is or rather if it is not, then basically the new position becomes this one. So yeah. So if it is less than too far distance, if so, then move it. If not, then yeah. Yeah, I think just like that, it already sorts out that problem. Got a trigger in the middle, sets a flag. Yep, that could also work. But I think this is much simpler and works out just nicely. So yeah. So this should also, over here, if I try to move it too fast, yeah, there you go. It also does not move. I got to move it slowly. So yeah, this can also be, okay, so 0.1 is definitely way too, forces me to be way too slow. But yeah, so essentially over here, so if I move like this, yeah, I guess I got to hold it back. So yeah, 0.1 is definitely way too small. But yeah, essentially if I try to go, there you go. It doesn't do, it only follows the path. Okay. So yeah, just tweaking the values to like 0.3 maybe. Maybe that is good enough. I mean, this one definitely has, this is taller than the player, so this is a lever kind of like this size that I'm moving kind of like this, as opposed to being something manual. So yeah. Could expose distance in the inspector. Yep, you definitely could. I imagine most levers will, yeah, there you go. That one's already working out smoothly. Only if I move insanely fast. Yeah, there you go. So, but on this one, yeah, I can rotate around perfectly, very nice. And if I suddenly try to teleport it, nope, does not work. So there you go. That issue is fixed. That is nice. Okay. Okay, so that is cool. So basically, already got it set up for moving vertical, side to side, basically anything following a spline. So I guess my only question is, so yeah, that works. It's nice. That's cool. But over here, so like for this one, already working perfectly. Just rotate the little thing. That's great. For this one as well. Oh, actually not. That one is different. That one is different because that one actually snaps. I'm pretty sure it does snap, doesn't it? I don't know. Maybe I'll need to start playing the game. Because I'm pretty sure that one snaps. Let me actually launch the game just to see if that one snaps, because I'm pretty sure that one does snap. Where's my Steam? It's updating. Morning! Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I'm trying to research how this game is made, which is fun. Yeah. Let me try launching it. The Iron Harvest. Oh, I played it for 2 hours. That is crazy. I played it for 2 hours and yet only saw. Oh, gotta kill the audio because I don't have headphones now. And for some reason, this one always goes back to the other window. I don't know why, but yeah. How do I continue? Oh, play. There you go. When I was switching to Godot, I definitely would like to spend some time just learning how Godot works. That would be fun. But yeah, okay, let me try like this mission just so I can try. So yeah, I wish I had the time to spend like a week learning what Godot does. But yeah, switching permanently, no, probably not going to happen. Not unless like Unity crashes and burns the ground. But yeah, it's a great tool. And Godot is also a great tool. Why am I stuck? Was I stuck yesterday? I think yesterday, once this started, I was already... Oh, I gotta open it manually. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, there you go. The game also has these. So it has a lot of, like, hold, but also has these. Although these are super simple. These are literally just an interaction system. You just click on it, and there you go. Plays an animation, and then does something. Yeah, because these you don't have to drag, just click and hold. So yeah, those are super easy interactions to do. But yeah. Oh, it would be nice if this stopped flying around. Okay, so are you there? Because I just want to try out this. So basically for this one, yeah, there you go. This one locks the camera. So I guess maybe that's what I could do. Yeah, trying to lock the camera. I do that one. Although, yeah, let me try to just fix something. Because over here, I noticed that on this one, basically if I try to rotate it, that one was stopping for some reason. Oh, I think I already know what it is. Yeah, so yeah, there you go. Why isn't it catching up? It should be catching up. Oh. Okay, that was weird. If I move too fast... Is that 0.3? Okay, so I guess I just need to make it... Yeah, because it needs to be way too close to snap. Huh. Okay, let me try to compare with the game. Okay, so if I go here, obviously it doesn't snap because it's meant to be realistic, but if I go here, okay, it also doesn't hold. Okay. It does have to be close. Oh, never mind, I was moving the wrong direction. But up here... Wait, also no? Okay. Oh, interesting. Is this intentional? Oh, that is... Okay. So I'm learning how the game is working, which is actually different from what I'm doing. Interesting. Basically, they're keeping track of, like, the rotations. Oh. Because, like, if I move here, that works. But if I go back down, do one inverse rotation, then rotate again, now it's not following. I have to do one full rotation, and then do... Oh, interesting. So if I had to guess, I would say they're using a different method. I would say they're using the method of, like... testing the angle to like the anchor of that thing. And basically if the anchor is like minus 360, then you gotta go back to 0 and only then move. Oh, that's interesting. That's a different interesting approach. Okay, that's nice. That is cool. I think my approach is a little bit easier to work with as opposed to trying to work with with the angles, but yeah, that is very interesting. Anyway, so what was I doing? Basically trying to... Oh, okay, so that is also why they are doing that. So basically it does essentially teleport. It's not like I fixed the teleporting issue and they're actually okay with that. Interesting. I wonder if they did that for like gameplay reasons. Because if I move... Okay. So basically it always goes there. Always goes to the target position. Okay, that's interesting. That is very clever, very nice. Because over here on this one, mine, I don't like how it gets stuck. So I think I should just increase the size of that. And then of course need to slurp it as well. Or can I? Ooh, now I'm questioning. Slurp works... Well, because this is the target position. Okay, now I'm trying to think, how do I combine this with like an actual visual asset as opposed to just debug visuals? I think it's actually the same. Okay, I think if I literally just make this like bigger, like 0.5, I think technically it might snap a little bit, but I don't think it's noticeable because even 0.5, well, obviously these numbers need to be tweaked, but yeah, I'm pretty sure this logic works out perfectly fine. So like that one. There you go. So technically it snaps a little bit. But again, with some interpolation, all of a sudden it stops snapping. So basically over here, so like instead of moving it directly, private flow target position equals something, and private awake target position equals trans on dot position, and then over here set the target position equals new position, and then a private void update, and on update do a vector3.lerp lerp from trans on dot position to the target position by a float lerp speed, something like 5f. That's probably way too fast, but sure, by time.delta time. So like this, nice and smooth. Oh, that's not meant to be a float, vector3. So yeah, like this should be nice and smooth, even if I jump a little bit. Yeah. That makes probably flying, then it sets a position to nearest anchor point instead of raw position. Yeah, I do think, which is kind of what I'm trying to do with the splines, but yeah, clearly they went with a different method. It seems like they are actually based on the rotation. Okay, did I not? Okay. Why aren't you target position? Oh. Use the same name. This is not target position. That makes sense. So that one might actually work. Let's try to see. So, yeah. Okay, why'd you stop working? This is not target position. Yeah, that one should be... Oh, never mind. I'm not... Ah, boy. I need to assign it. That kind of helps, you know. This dot song? Are you hearing a song? What do you mean by that? There's no audio playing, right? I don't think so. Oh, that one also not. Oh, wait. No, it is. Yeah, just way too insanely slow. So yeah, basically just need to modify the speed. Okay, the slurp needs to be quite a bit. Coding has this dot song for when he forgets to add this. Oh, that's fun. Oh, that's nice. I've seen some coding train videos, but I don't think I've seen that concept. That's fun. Because yeah, forgetting to add this dot is definitely something. Okay, so the lerp is definitely way too slow, like 30F, something like that. That should be maybe a little bit better. But yeah, now it is nice and smooth. So now as I move it, even if I snap it, it actually goes perfectly smooth into the right position, which is great. Yeah. So as I go here and I move, yeah, there you go. Nice and smooth. And that one, there you go, nice and smooth. Even as I jump a little bit, yep, still nice and smooth. All right, so I thought with lerp, it would have issues because it might be lerping directly, so it might do like a shortcut as opposed to following the spline perfectly. And technically, yeah, it is not following the spline perfectly when it jumps like that, but still, I think it's actually still pretty good. Yeah, not noticeable at all, so yeah, I'm pretty sure I could actually increase that size right there by a little bit more, maybe like 1F. That might be a little bit too big, but yeah, let's try it out. JavaScript and C#, yeah. JavaScript does use quite a lot of temporary variables, local variables, global variables, class variables. Yeah, it's definitely quite a lot. So let's see that one. There you go. I can move up and down. That is cool. I can rotate left and right, and there you go. So I can boom, rotate it nicely, just like that. Now, the thing that is still annoying me is the size of this thing. So let's make it. Let's try to do this interesting. So let me try to put. Okay, let me put like. Down here, let's put like a cube. Okay, I want to put like a table. Kind of like this, okay. And now, can I just duplicate and move this? I don't know if I can. Let's put like another wheel. Move it there. And I angle it kind of like this. Put it like that. And now, can I scale it? Or will this... Oh, apparently it does work if I just scale it perfectly. Okay. I put it kind of like this on top of that little table thing. I do want it to be slightly offset, kind of like this. Okay, so that's cool. Can I change the color on this one? Like a yellow. Yeah, there you go. Like a nice yellow. It just needs some kind of track to run on. But yeah, other than that, yeah. So over here go, and there you go, it does work, nice. It is still maybe a bit too big. I mean, over here, this one is, yeah, definitely quite small. It's like 1/3 of the size of the window. So over here, it is still, yeah, it is still way too massive. So let me make it quite a bit smaller. Put like 0.2, maybe too small, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, the logic is working. And since I'm using splines, that means it works on basically any plane I can think of. So I can go like this, and everything works quite nicely, yeah. Like this, and there you go. I can nice rotate a little thing, there you go. And the giant lever, that one still works, and giant one, yep, that one still works. So yep, I can rotate it just perfectly round. Okay, so next thing is locking up the camera, because that one always locks up the camera. So let's see, and for that, I think I gotta install Cinemachine, or do I have Cinemachine here? I do, and I've got version 2. Do I want to update or not? I don't know, because I don't like version 2. So I guess for now, let's keep it just normal. So on this one, okay, I gotta remember that. So 50, and with that one, I'll just actually take a nice screenshot of this, just so I remember. And let's add a new Cinemachine virtual camera. Okay. And there you go. I knew it was going to get messed up. I think just 50, and for the position. All right. Yeah. See, it's good that I took a screenshot so I know the actual values. Oh, just on 1.8, 1.8. And then everything else on 0. Okay. So I think it's just like it was previously. So like this, I don't want to follow anything. I think I literally just want like this, and then I basically wanted to sort of fix the camera, because actually it has, crap, now I messed up. So I gotta modify the player character controller, because this one is modifying the camera itself, and it shouldn't be the camera anymore. Yeah, it should be the Cinemachine virtual camera. Cinemachine virtual camera this is the one that I do want to modify now. So I need to assign that reference as well, and yeah, then it will hopefully work. So put down and that. And now, hopefully, it works out nice. There you go. I can move like that, and there you go. Everything still works. But now I'm using Cinemachine, which means now I can basically lock the camera, even though I didn't need to do this, because I can just disable this player character controller script. I can just make this one disable in order to do that. But over there, that one actually has separate modes, because over here I can basically, yeah, sure, I can do this, but I can also press on E, which goes into this fixed camera. And then over here, now I can interact with all of these. So basically it has these two modes. It's actually interesting how the interaction system is based on position? Or just based on looking at it? I don't know, but either way, when he interacts, there you go, the camera is fixed. So essentially over here on this one, yeah, basically just having the player character controller, just enabling or disabling that one. And yeah, serialized field, player character controller, player character controller. And I can just enable or disable this one quite easily. So as I click, if I find, so if grabbable does not equal null, if I do have something, this dot enable equals false. And when I release, then yeah, when I release always just set it equals true. Okay, that's good. Where's your Unity in light mode? Because dark mode burns my eyes. That's basically it. I can't focus on white letters on a dark background. See, the game is an Iron Lung-like. I don't know because I haven't played Iron Lung, but yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure Iron Lung is horror again, and this is not horror at all. So in that sense, no, it is not similar. Oh, there you go. Another no ref, because of course I forgot to drag the reference. The player character controller, that one. So yeah, this one is not horror, but I think Iron Lung, that one does have like interactions. A lot of horror games, they do have interactions. So yeah, I guess in that sense, some of those mechanics might be similar. Oh, okay, now I'm... Okay, that's another problem that I didn't quite think about, but yeah. Because over here, so I've got the camera, but then I got to be able to move the cursor and then lock it in. Okay, so yeah, that's another tricky point. I have to unlock the cursor. So cursor.lockState equals none. And then on this one equals locked. So kind of like this. So I need to unlock the cursor and then, yeah. Restream, thanks for watching on my big TV. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. That's nice. That's fun. I think that if Unity has a scripting language that doesn't compile like C# will improve design iteration speed. Maybe, but then you'd have to learn a completely different language. So in that sense, I'm not sure that would actually help. I mean, C# is already great, and they're working with CoreCLR to basically massively speed up compilation time, iteration speed. So yeah, I think that alone will basically bring those benefits without having those kinds of issues. Okay, so basically the issue here is that I'm using the camera.position. Okay, now I'm trying to remember how do I do a raycast using the mouse position? Camera.main.raycast, screen point array. I think that's it. And mouse.current.position. Is that it? I think that is it. Dot value. Okay. I think that brings me basically the ray equals this ray, and then raycast using this camera screen to point. Yeah, I think that one by definition already goes forward, right? So I think it's like this. And use ray, out, distance, and so on. Okay. So basically now it works even without being reliant on that one. Yeah. They're allowing you control by turning, moving around with a map and coordinates. Huh. There are similar features with bombing. Okay, so maybe it is similar. Yeah, because RNS, this one does have, you do play around the coordinates. You don't actually move the ship, but you definitely do a lot of coordinates and a lot of interaction with all these things in order to figure out what should be doing. And there you go, it works. Now the sliding part, okay, I don't know, I'm still not too happy with like the distance. Like I would like to be able to like rotate around here. Oh, never mind. Just, I'm an idiot. I was like, okay, I think I need to increase distance. No, I don't. I just need to increase the distance of this, which the gravel plane, this one's meant to be invisible anyway. So yeah, this one can definitely be quite a bit bigger. Like 10 by 10. Yeah, this one definitely can be quite a bit bigger. And yeah, there you go. Awesome, exactly what I wanted. All right, great. So that works. Yeah, because this one is essentially going to be invisible, and then you just got the handle, and basically just rotate the handle, and that's it. You just need an invisible plane to make it work, and then it does work. Except now there's a thing that I just questioned that will be an issue, but I guess it can be solved with a bit more logic. The issue is, what if I got... sort of. The issue is, what if I got two things that I'm trying to touch? They're both going to have giant colliders for this plane, and the planes might intersect with one another. So I might need to actually enable or disable that plane based on, do I click on it? Let's enable the plane. Do I don't? Then do it. So, because, okay, let me try to create that problem so I can see. So this is like 10, 10. So I've got this like wheel thingy. And then let's do another one. So like duplicate for this one. Let's put it like over here and a bit more kind of like this. Yeah, and that one's definitely going to act quite strangely. So let me create a material, transparent. And on this one, let's assign it to that one and assign it to that one and put it like in a gray, transparent, put it on transparent. Okay, so like this, I think this will cause the error that I was imagining, which thankfully it's very easy to fix. Because over here I basically got two colliders, so as I move this one, as I touch that collider, I think this one works fine, but this one is now going to be, yeah, over there as it goes from one plane to the other one. Definitely looks very wonky. That is not correct. That is not good. So yeah, that is strange. But thankfully, that is actually a very, very easy fix. I just go on this guy right here on the grab ball. And I just need to make another one for a game object for the raycast or grabbable plane game object. So just this one, and then public void, what is void? Void enable or set grabbable plane active, bool is active, and yeah, just set the grabbable plane game object that's set active to this is active. And then on this guy right here, if I do find it, then I go to this one, set the grabbable plane active into true. And once I leave, also when I leave, I do need to actually put down. So if grabbable does not equal null, if so, then I do this, and actually I should reset this one equals null like that one, and set this one into false. Now that should basically enable or disable that one based on when I click, except I just need to start off with it disabled. So over here, set grabbable plane is active. Let's put it on false. Do on private void start. On start, let's put it to false. And yeah, that should now work nicely. Yeah. Game levers are all objects and no just splines, so you might be in trouble to convert your spline system to rotation of a valve. Have linear rotational system. No, that's not an issue because it's really just a visual thing. So I mean, basically over here, so I'm grabbing. I won't cover that in a little bit. So yeah, but that's basically just a visual thing. So as long as the logic is working, then yeah, applying a visual thing on top is actually quite easy. And of course, once again, I forgot to drag a bunch of references. So let's go into this one. So I've got this wheel right here. Let's drag the grabbable plane, that one. Then on this wheel, this grabbable plane. Then on this wheel, this grabbable plane. And on this lever, this grabbable plane right here. Okay. That should all be working out nicely right now. Let's see if it works. There you go. Yeah, the planes start off as hidden by default. Now as I click, there you go. It enables the plane and I can actually move. And this one enables the plane and I can actually move. And that works out beautifully. So now I can have very massive planes, because if I go outside here, it stops working. So I can actually have some very massive planes and everything works because it just enables or disables. And of course, there's no visual to it. So yeah, nice. So that is quite nice. Let me try to, okay. Because yeah, on that one, yeah, basically just rotates. So yeah, exactly what I've got. Let's go try to apply some visuals onto it. Although yeah, I do have to convert the visual into a rotation. So I think for that I need to play with Euler angles. I'm trying to think, how do I convert one place to the other one? So for a lever it's very easy, but for the rotation one, yeah, it might be a little bit tricky. Oh, I don't have this. I gotta open up the other project. Can I put it on this one? Settings. Where's the cloud connection? Oh, it's on services. Okay. Just put something, link it. Okay. Yes. That's good. Install this one so I can generate like a basic thing. So like generate 3D object of a like a submarine wheel. Is that going to generate what I'm thinking? Probably not. Actually, instead of a 3D, let me just generate the sprite first. Submarine wheel. I'm trying to think what is the right name for this kind of thing. I have no idea. What is the name? Submarine wheel. I'm pretty sure this is not going to be correct. So can anyone help me? What is the right name for that? What do you call this little... It's not a wheel. A handle? No. A rotating handle? What do you call this? A valve handle? Okay, maybe. But I think if I search for valve, isn't that valve handle? Maybe just valve? Because I guess if I look for steering wheel, it's gonna be like a car steering wheel. What? Your prompt may violate safety policies. A valve handle? Okay. Okay, that one looks very strange. Submarine wheel. Okay. Are these not going to... This thing that I'm trying to generate, like... Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. Okay, so one of these. Okay, that's great. That's exactly what I want. If I remove the background, is it going to work? It seems like a very busy background. Let's see if that works. Okay, sort of, roughly. I think I can manually try to remove it myself. Try to get that one, try to manually... Actually, I've never tried manually editing like one of these sprites, so I do wonder if that's going to work. So if I like drag it onto my Photoshop, I like try to get rid of it. I wonder, is this actually going to do it properly or not? So if I save this, okay, it's saving, and on Unity, Okay, it seems like it did save, so that's interesting. So I wonder what this one... Interrupt download? No, I don't care. Okay, so as long as I don't click on it, then it should work. Okay, all right. That's good. Good to know. So yeah, basically let me just manually erase the rest of the background. Just like this. Doesn't have to be perfect, just enough so I can get my nice little wheel. Those. Okay. This one kind of like this. Okay, and then this one. Okay, that's good. And then down here, just gotta go around this. Okay. All right, so that should be good. All right, let's save. I do need to make sure to not click on the generate thing anymore, otherwise it might get messed up. So on this one, let me try. So valve wheel, is that what we used? Valve wheel, valve something? Okay, I think so. So let's put it on PX, try generate and try to see if it does work. Transparent mask would allow you to erase, well, normally, but this is a .png, so I'm pretty sure I can't use a transparency mask or a separate layer. But either way, yeah, I don't mind destructive, just for a testing thing, so yeah, it doesn't matter so much. So what's the usefulness of this? Well, there you go. This game which got over 100k wishlists, and this is how this game works. So yeah, I would say that is the usefulness. You can use transparency masks with PNG. Oh, you can. That's nice. Now this one is also interesting. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this one, because this one like snaps into positions. So this is an interesting one. I guess maybe I can create like knots in the spline. I guess maybe. Okay, that is good. But yeah, the big challenge now is actually for creating that, because I'm trying to think, okay, so as I add a model onto it, the model does not move. So as I'm moving this thing, I will have to try to figure out the rotation. Now, technically I do have like an origin point, and then I've got a place. So with that, I can basically calculate the direction. So in theory, I can just convert that direction into a nice little Euler angles, except I don't remember how that's done. I always forget. But on this project, maybe I do have my utilities. Utils class, which over here I'm pretty sure I've got to angle float, to float angle. Yeah, get vector 3 from float angle, and get angle from vector 3 float. Okay. So apparently it's doing a math, a tan 2, something. Apparently it's this kind of math. I'm not sure if that is correct, but I guess we shall see, because over here on this one, okay, generate something. Yeah, there you go. That seems to work out just fine. That's the kind of wheel that I want. So with that submarine wheel, let's go onto this one right here. And on this one, so I'm going to add my submarine wheel. And the gravel plane spline, the only thing is it has to be right down the middle. And that one is, I think, roughly in the middle, but not 100% mathematically in the middle. But yeah, so if I put it kind of like this, then just make it quite a little bit bigger, then kind of has to match that one. Because the spline exists on top of there, okay. Okay, then I basically rotate on the X. Nope. Wait, how do I rotate this? Why is both the Y and Z rotation rotating in the same direction? Okay, that's strange. Ah, because I'm messed up. Okay, fine. So I'll put it in a different put another object right here, put it outside, put that one inside, and now we got this one. Now on this one, it should, no, I forgot to drag it. Let's put this one with 0, 0 on that one, put 1, 1, 1 on that one. Now put that one inside. And now on this one, okay, now we got the Z that I can modify perfectly. Okay, that's great. Wheel visual. Okay, so now the question is, okay, that one, the handle is supposed to be on the other side as opposed to in there. So I guess let me just rotate it around kind of like this. Okay. Okay, and this one doesn't have a collider. Okay, good. It's not meant to have a collider. Okay, so now, yes, now is the question, how do I take this and apply a rotation onto this one? Well, actually, I was thinking of something, but it might actually be... Because in theory, I've got... I'm trying to think. Because okay, I'm trying to think, can I just take the t, which goes from 0 to 1, and just convert that into 360 degrees? Would that work? That's a good question. I actually don't know if that would work. But first of all, transform for the visual wheel. Even though, yeah, obviously this, by the way, if you're watching me write this kind of code, this is not perfect code. This is the kind of code that I write whilst I'm researching, because obviously the grab ball, this one right now is a generic one, works for the wheel and works for the lever. So obviously if I'm adding a visual wheel, that does not make sense anymore. So yeah, just keep that in mind. The code that I'm writing here is very much not the final tutorial code, very much in progress research kind of code. So I got this, and I guess I can sort of convert. If I take the current t, I'm trying to think, do I use the t or do I, oh, let's try both. Okay, so t, so t times 360f. Actually, I don't know if, I always forget, but no, I'm pretty sure it is 360, right? Yeah. New vector 3, 0, 0, and then that one. So if I do it like this, it might do that, yeah. Yeah. Using only the vector to angle is enough for the wheel and does not even need the spline. Well, it doesn't, because there are more complex interactions that have complex places, like this one. Well, this one is actually also rotation. But yeah, some of, oh, this part, oh, this part was hidden on the previous tutorial thing. Okay. Shell type. Oh, that's a lot of shell types. Anyways, but yeah, there are some kind of like this one over here where it's sort of, oh, actually that one is a click. But yeah, there are some that are not just rotating, that are like moving, like this one right here. Yeah, like moving with this. Even though technically I guess this would be a circle. So yeah, maybe everything would be doable without a spline. But I think a spline is good just because I can very easily define what is the path that I want the handle to take, as opposed to being limited to just rotational thing, just vertical up and down and so on. So I think with splines makes the system quite a bit more robust. Anyways, let me see if this one quite works. So I got this one, and I gotta put the grab ball, which is this one right here. And now on this one, I think this will work, but might not look very pretty. Okay. Why did that? Yeah, that one is on 0, 0. So why did that one suddenly teleport? How strange. Because you are on 0, 0. As I click, why did you go to that one? What did I assign as the visual one? Yeah, put the wheel visual. Oh, never mind. Local Euler angles. Always the issue with local and global. Always the issue. So with this, now it should work. I just kind of low. Is it? Let me see over there. Because, I mean, I'm on the yellow. So I guess technically I could raise it a little bit. See if I can. Because the thing is, then I got to remember to reset it. Because, yeah, the issue is since I'm using my keyboard, I can't have the microphone way too close. But normally when I do more talking videos, it stays a little bit closer. So I guess I just have to remember to do that one. But let me see if I can boost it a little bit. Microphone boost by this, blah blah blah. Okay, so it is a little bit higher. So like this should be a little bit louder. Okay, then I just got to remember when I go and record another video to put it lower so it doesn't clip like crazy. Anyways, so on that one, and as I click, and there we go. That seems to be working out just fine. Wow, that actually worked out better than I thought. That actually worked out better than I thought. I thought it was going to be very janky, but no. I can go click on it and rotate it around. And yeah, it works out very nicely. Okay, so that's cool. Now obviously it just needs to have a handle, so I know where I can grab and where I can't grab, but yeah. Okay, so that honestly worked out much better than I thought. And on this one, I can now hide the mesh render. No need for that to have a visible thing. But yeah, so that worked. That was cool. That was cool. With like a red material, and on that guy right there, just push it up there. Push it inside. Just make it like a red material. Put it in like a nice red, full alpha. I mean, obviously this would actually have a similar like material to that one, but yeah, for now it's just a quick test. This works out quite nicely, I think. It's a little bit brighter so I know where to grab. But yeah, there you go. It is already working out quite nicely. Why don't you set? Well, because this project actually has, I got quite a lot of things. This is the project that I use for testing various things. And maybe some of the various things that I have over here, maybe they rely on like static data, so that would maybe break. So yeah, that's the only reason why I'm not doing that right now. But yeah, that definitely makes things quite a bit easier. Oh, right, because I got to move the spline as well. So over here, where's the spline? The spline's a little bit like that, so put it more like this. There you go. So now it should work very nice, very perfect. Yeah. So I was surprised. I did not know this would work out this well, which is good. Yeah, it's always nice when you come up with something, you try to figure out how to do something, and then it turns out to be easier than you thought. Look at that. That does work out quite nicely. I can rotate, and everything rotates perfectly. I click on it, I rotate, boom, just go flying around. That works. That is nice. All right. So yeah, that works for this one, for the wheel. That's perfect. And actually looking at the game, actually it seems like most things are kind of like this. So you got like this lever, you go like left and right, and has a maximum, has a limit. And yeah, then you got that one, yeah, left for loading, sure. Then you got like these, which are just one click. So these are actually quite easy. And this one, I thought this one was hold as well, but it isn't. Although that one up there, the one for firing, that one is a hold. So I still need like a vertical, what is this? Oh, I don't know what that is, but looks fun. So yeah. Yeah, what is this? Is this like just a visual thing? So I'm pretty sure these don't do anything. I guess maybe it is just a visual thing. Anyways, but yeah, so over here, so there's this one, which snaps from position to position. Then this one is just a click, so that is just a normal interaction. But yeah, all these, and then that one, yeah. So yeah, let's try doing this one, the one that snaps from position to position. Try to see that one. It's easier than you think. Sometimes it is easier than you think. Sometimes you think some kind of project is going to be insanely difficult, and then actually it turns out to be not as difficult as you thought, which is fun. Yeah. The sound effects in that game are superb. I agree. Definitely very, very good sound design. Very, very nice. Okay, let me just make this visual a little bit more interesting. Like this. Yeah, there you go. So I got a nice little place to put my wheel. That's this wheel right here. Yeah, there you go. So I got a nice place to put the wheel. Just put it a little bit more inside. Just be a little bit more rotated. Yeah, like this. Like this. Okay, good. So basically got that nice wheel. That one works. Now let me just grab both these and just stretch them out. Okay, so I got that wheel. Now, actually, let me try that little lever there. Even though I was trying to think about coming up with a visual for that, but I guess it is literally like that. So like if you search for like a cockpit pilot lever, like, no, like one of these. Yeah, basically like start from top, go down bottom. So yeah, you can basically just have one of these, although these are like rotational, so that's a little bit, but something like this is very simple. Just grab and just pull and just moves in one axis. Very, very easy. So yeah, that's basically what I've already got implemented on that one over there. Basically just can click and move it down and it works out quite nicely. So that's fun. Okay, so let's try doing the other one. So instead of a wheel, so wheel segmented, maybe that's a good name. So this one, let's put it off to the side. And for this one, the wheel visual is, well, I'm going to need to come up with something, but yeah, let's say that it's super stretched. And the origin point is actually not quite like that, but more like that. But it is not, it's on pivot. There you go, kind of like this, where I can just rotate it kind of like this, okay. But then for the wheel segments, that is the part that is actually quite tricky. So I'll put like a 3D object, like a sphere, and put it in like black. So I can basically identify all the various points. This one with no collider, just to identify the points. 5.5, okay, so this one is kind of like here, then kind of like here. Then around here, here, and here. Okay. And now this one, so for the sphere, it is meant to be sort of like this. And now for the spline, I will have to like make this from scratch. So like there's one position there, one position there. But yeah, I need to figure out all the knots. Wait, did I create the new spline? I did, yeah. Okay, except, yeah, it needs to be smaller because where that one is going to go. Okay, so I think like this, basically the red one will be kind of like that. So I do wonder if this is going to, I think it is going to work because, again, I take the t, in this case I just divide by 180. And yeah, like this, it should also work nicely. Okay, so right now it won't be segmented just yet, but the logic should be working. So it's using that wheel segmented, that one, and just needs the spline container, which is this one. So I think just like this one is already working. Let's see. Yeah, just the rotation of the visual will not be good, but the red, the whole point, that one should be good. Yeah, there you go. The whole point, that one is working out nicely. Yeah. So that's 0. So basically just need to put the 0 rotation. So on the wheel visual, that one, the 0 rotation just needs to, let's put it on, I gotta put it on kind of pivot, kind of like this. rotate 90 degrees and move it sort of like this. There's a pivot. Okay, so I think that is good. Sphere is kind of like that, and I just need to modify it. Oh yeah, so this is the part where it needs to be different for each thing. So float max rotation, and here multiply by max rotation. And then the other one basically is going to have max rotation of 360, and this one just has 180. And with that, it should work out nicely. So over here, where it is, so this one is 180, and for the other one, for the wheel, which is this one right here, that is a 360. Okay, let's play and try to see, does this work? And here I am, and this one, okay, this one also rotates, that is good. And now this one right here, and there you go, it does move exactly as intended, nice. So now all I need to do is actually snap it to those positions. How do I do that? Because this one, I think this one has like, I think I can check out like the knots positions. So some of this one tries to get the nearest position. Explain here won't help because it would counter the smooth movement between 2 points. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by counter the smooth movement? I mean, it's already working like I want. I basically just need to now make sure to only snap it to position. So like when I let go, so over here, if I go here and I let go, it should basically snap back down here. So yeah, that's fine. And if I let go up here, it should basically snap back to this one up here. Let me try looking at the game. How is the game working? So over here, okay, actually no, actually it only moves from position to position. So that is actually easier. So basically I check, what is the current closest spline position? Is it, oh yeah, just check which one is the closest knot and then just move to that knot. Yeah. So I guess the question is, can I figure out, well, they're not here. Around the mouse, they only move the visible part when it reaches the point. Yeah. Yeah, it's just smooth between those 2 points. But I still think the spline helps just because I can very easily define all the knots over here. So on this one right here, on the spline, I can basically define the various, oh, why can't I see the knots now? Mesh extractor, no, the spline. Where are the spline edit tools? Where are the tools edit spline? Am I crazy? I can't find them. Oh, there you go. That's what I was missing, yeah. So anyways, I've got the knots. So yeah, the spline just helps just so I can easily position the knots. So I can position all of those like that. And I really just need to see, are you closer to this knot? If so, then this is the T you want to use. Are you closer to this one, and so on? Yeah. So I guess now the question is, can I get the knots? So on this one right here, I get the nearest point to a certain position. Okay, makes sense. But this gives me the nearest point. I think it's inside this one that I've got the knots. Yeah, there you go. I've got the various knots. It's a Bezier knot. And what does the knot have? Does it have position? No. Is this not a... Oh, it's an IEnumerable. How do I get an IEnumerable? Do I have to use an enumerator? Wait, seriously? There's no like list of knots? Something that is easy? Ah, that to, I guess, can I convert it to array? So I do for each on that one in order to see which one do I, Do I really have to use the... I hate working with IEnumerator. That is so confusing, so annoying. Like a general remapping tool can be used for just rotations. Literally anything needs one value to change relative to another's min-max. Although I'm trying to think, how would you ask that? How do I ask, okay, this is a tool. I want to convert a value from 0 to 1 into rotational, also half rotational, also vertical movement, also horizontal movement. I'm not sure what I would use to create that sort of thing. So I think I can use a toArray to give me the nuts array, and then I basically just need to figure out. Actually, no. Oh boy, now I'm confused. It's a collection of Bezier knot. Okay. No, because I got to cycle through them. Yeah, so Bezier knot. Bezier knot. That's a confusing name. So for each Bezier knot, this is going to be the closest Bezier knot. Bezier knot in the spline container dot knots. For each one of these, because I actually got to search which one is. Is this a class? It's a struct. Damn it. Okay, so let's make it nullable. Equals null. Okay, so I've got the get nearest point. That is going to be that new point. It's going to be the new position. This is the new point. So I've got this one right here. And then I basically try to find. So if closest equals null. If so, then yeah, this one is like the closest becomes this Bezier knot. Okay. If not, if I already have one, if so, then basically want to check if a vector3 dot distance between the closest Bezier knot dot position value is the value. Oh, value dot position. Okay, it does have position. That's good. And what is this position? What is this? This is a vector3, I'm assuming. So yeah, this one in the Bezier knot dot value dot position. So if the distance actually wait, what? No. Okay, I'm trying to set if it's closest to the new position. Oh, that's okay. So if distance between this one and that one is less than vector3 dot distance between the new position and the closest dot value dot position. If this one is closer, why is this one the new position? If this one is closer than closer, so closest equals this Bezier knot. And if I do find the closest, okay, I think the only thing missing is the t. Can I grab the t from the closest? So closest dot t. Do you have a t? Value dot t. Ah, crap, so that's the annoying part. Do I have to basically get the nearest point again in order to grab the t for this one? Maybe. Okay. So I've got the closest one. And the closest one is never going to be null, right? Right. Okay, so get the nearest point from that spline, and the nearest point is going to be the closest Bezier knot dot value dot position. And out for the nearest position, out for the t. Okay, I got those. And then I've got the new position equals the same thing that I was doing basically up here. So I get that one, I get the new position, and the new position basically snaps to that one. Okay, so I think like this it works. I think like this I'm getting the closest knot. And as long as the logic for the closest knot is working, then it should be basically then teleporting to the closest knot. Okay, let's go. That one. Okay, no, not what I wanted. Okay, why is the closest knot being that one? Okay, let's check it out. Got the new position. New position to this Bezier knot and this Bezier knot dot position. Okay. Give it a look, checking out this new position and plus this Bezier knot dot position. Trying to figure out which one is the closest. Why is that one defaulting to that one? Or is it even defaulting to a knot? Or is it just... Well, it has to be defaulting to something. Otherwise, this would throw a null reference exception. So it has to be finding some kind of knot, but then just not locating that knot. I wonder if it's because the same thing about local and global positions. I think that might be the issue. Because over here... It's a float 3, it is moving, but the knots position, that one is correct. So why are you always close to this one? Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's looking for local and global position, so I think that's the same issue. So that's the new position. Yeah, because new position is indeed not local. So I gotta, once again, convert it. So float 3 new local position equals, I got to convert the new position. Got to put a transform point to go from... No, it's the opposite. Yeah, it's the inverse one. Yeah. It's the inverse one that I want to go from world into local. Then I've got the new local position. Then I check that one compared to that one. And now that should be correct. And then basically gets the closest one and like that. Okay. Position local to the spline. That's the thing. The splines is confusing because it works both ways. So over here on get nearest point, this position, this one is local, but the one that outputs is global. That is confusing. Why are you working with two different local and global, and why is this firing off errors? I don't know. Anyways, I don't care. Let's select something. Okay. So yeah, that's the issue, because some parts of the spline system use local positions, other parts use global positions, so it is very, very strange. But anyways, there you go, it works, nice. I mean, needs some lerping in order to make it nice and smooth, but yeah, there you go. The logic is working. That is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, there you go, snapping from that one to that one, that one to that one, all perfectly, exactly as intended. Nice. All right, and for slurping, because over here I got the target position that I was... Yeah, basically lerping this one. So yeah, private float target Euler Z, or target, do I do target Euler Z or do I do target T? Which one makes most sense? I guess maybe target Euler angles. No, I think, okay, let's go like this. Target Euler Z, which is going to be this guy right here. So that's the target Euler Z, and then over here for the visual wheel dot local Euler angles equals a new one, 0, 0, and then the mathf.lerp between the current one, so that's this guy right here, dot Z, not magnitude, Z, going towards the target Euler Z, and by some kind of amount, time dot delta time. So the amount is going to be a float rotation speed equals, let's say 50F. So on 50F, put it kind of like this. And yeah, that should work out nicely. So I've got that one, and over here I don't assign directly, I just set the target Euler Z, and I go from that one to that one with that speed, and now it should be nice and smooth. And the other one should also still be nice and smooth, so that's cool. Let's see if that is correct. Okay, of course, forgot. Oh, because he's trying to, oh, okay, yeah, that's the issue, that's the other one. Okay, the visual wheel, because this one doesn't have visual wheel, because I don't want this one to, oh boy. So obviously this code is not quite correct, this needs quite a lot of refactoring. But yeah, let's just add a null check, because yeah, over here I'm still sharing the code between the vertical switch and the circular thing. So yeah, that is the difference, but okay. Let's see if now this works out nicely. So here I am, and I go, okay, it is way too fast, but it is definitely smooth. Just 30F maybe. And then the other one is also going to be nice and smooth. So yeah, but I think with this, yeah, that definitely checks out those. Yeah, set your heart ablaze. Yes, it is nice. Yeah, nice for recognizing it. Even though I really dislike this T-shirt, just because the cool image is actually on the backside, which sucks because I can't see the backside. I want to see the cool image, but I can't see the cool image. I can only see the logo. So yeah, would be nice if I could see the actual backside like that. But yeah, there you go. It works. Here I am snapping between them all perfectly, just like that. That works out nicely. And this one, okay, this one is, yeah. So basically I need different piece of code for different things, but yeah, it is working because this one, it does snap from that one to that one. Yeah, just this one over here needs to basically skip that one. So I need to like create multiple classes for each having their own different logic, but yeah, that is cool. This one is working. I did want it to snap between back and forth, and it is doing that exactly just like in the game. So over here, snap back and forth. Yeah, there you go. Snapping here is definitely quite a bit slower, but yeah, that is that one. All right, nice. Yeah, yeah, bowling for not snapping. Yeah, for something very simple. I can just add bowl snap to knots, and if this one is snap to nuts, then you do this. If not, you just do the new position. Yeah, that's really about it. So if snap to nuts, if so, you do all this custom logic, and if not, then you basically just grab the new position, and that's basically about it. So here I can just set one snap, one not to snap, and yep, that's basically it. Super simple, works out quite nicely. So this one right here, wheel segmented. Let's snap to the nuts. And this other one, let us not snap to the nuts. And like this, both of them should be working out quite nicely. There you go. And there you go. That one is snapping. That is cool. And that one is nice and smooth, nice and rotating. That is cool. That is nice. Okay, so that is quite nice. That's exactly what I intend to do. And exactly everything works out quite nicely. All right. So yeah, I can rotate the wheel. There you go. Keep rotating and snap it. Change it from position to position. Everything works nice. That is cool. Yeah. The remapping thing would be for making the gears and numbers. Oh, that one. Also turn relative to the wheel like in the original game rather than having to do each manually. Actually that's an interesting problem. Now, the thing that I'm questioning, I mean, the visual part, yeah, that's fine. That's cool. The thing that I'm questioning is I got to keep track of how many rotations of the wheel have I done. That is one thing that I need to keep track in order to make sure that one works. How exactly would I track how many rotations of the wheel have I done? The thing that always drives me crazy with Euler angles, how basically it goes to 360 and then snaps back to 0. It's not a continuous thing, which is always quite confusing. Which, I don't know, I think the best thing is basically to use the T. So I see if the T changed like 1 in the last frame, chances are I'm doing a full thing. Or that, yeah, that's also a great tip. Yeah, use the knots to track. Yeah, I can just see what is the closest knot I'm close to. Is the final one? If so, then yeah, I've done a full rotation. Yeah. That would actually be nice, but yeah, like this is indeed working. Actually, I thought the game had more complex interactions, but it doesn't seem like, because all of these are basically just click. I thought it was going to be pull, so no, I think the only other one is basically just this lever, which goes left and right. Yeah. Then there's that one for firing, which is basically just pulling it down, which is what I already did basically with that lever over there. So I got that one, I got the rotation one, I got the segmented one. So yeah. This one is basically the same thing, just has left and right side. Yeah, over here just rotational ones. This is just one up and down. Then over here, these are all just button clicks. You just click and basically moves. This one just click and basically moves, just plays an animation. This one over here, same thing, just click and move, click and move. So yeah, all these interactions, these are all click and move. The only one that is not is really just the circle one and that one, and yeah. Okay, this one is also just click and drag. Oh no, that one is also just a click. So yeah, this one over here, this is the same thing, the segmented one. Yep. So yeah, nice. How the whole game is actually just 3 interaction types, or 4. You got the rotation one, you got the rotation one segmented, then you've got the pulling left and right, you've got a click, and you've got just the half moon, sort of like that. So that's nice. That is cool. SugarGraph has a remap node. Yep, it does, yeah. Basically making a code version of that thing. Yeah. It is based on that, yeah. Stream the refactoring too. That would really help understanding. How do you refactor without breaking things apart? I mean, you can watch my refactoring video that I just did a while ago and that I mentioned my thing. What do I call it? I forget what is the name. Refactoring. Yeah, there you go. If you want to know about how I refactor something, it is basically like that. And yeah. Because yeah, I don't know. Because basically I'm doing research on this live stream, but yeah, now it's probably easier to clean up the code just by myself as opposed to doing it on a live stream and explaining step by step. So yeah, it's probably easier to just do it by myself than show the final cleaned up code on the final video. But yeah, at least for research, doing your research on live stream is actually quite nice. Yeah, this actually, I would say this actually came out quite nicely because yeah, all those interactions, yeah. So I just need to come up with some nice visuals for all of these, and then I can basically just do that. Yeah, I got that one up and down, which can be horizontal, it can be anything. I got the rotation one with segments, and over here I also already have a nice simple interaction system. So yeah, the clicks are really just an interaction system, and that's really about it. So over here I've got the player interaction system, checking for a simple, this one, interactable. So I guess just with this one and do that. So yeah. Well, how you might implement the tactile map. Yeah, that one is, let me see. I mean, for the most part, it is just a raycast like this one about moving these kinds of objects. That is very much just, you got a plane, you're doing a raycast and positioning it over there. So for this one, it is easy. Same thing for the drawing the arrows. Again, same thing, just a raycast on this plane, try to see where it hits, and then basically just draw the arrow. So yeah, I think on this one, the most complex thing is probably that one, probably the, can I move it? And of course there's the second camera mode, just putting the camera. Then there's like drawing circles. So yeah, it's all fun, but it's all basically just a raycast on a plane. For the most part, I think that's basically it. Yeah, the complex thing is this one right here. This little tool, which I can't move manually. This one moves automatically. So I guess maybe that one is the trickiest part to do. Because yeah, you have to simulate how this actually works in real life. Like that little gear teeth sort of thing. And then this one over here is also quite nice, which I thought this was just for fun, but no, it's actually usable. I saw it in one of the videos, basically trying to see what is the impact radius of each of those things. Carbon piercing, very tight radius, AG. So yeah, this one was probably something fun to build, adding all these gears, making them all work. I mean, in terms of the interaction system, it's basically the same as the other one. You just rotate something around. In this case, just a limited thing. But yeah. Yeah, I wonder if he did this all dynamically. I would assume so, because that is probably the best way to do it. Yeah, basically just, yeah, it's basically the remapping thing. Yeah, you basically just remap this slight angle to, I guess I'm trying to see. Okay, I think these are like blades. So you got like a blade and basically just moves left and right, and you just got 10 of them. And if you move a ton of them, basically shortens or something. Yeah, I've never looked at what is like a shutter on a camera. How does that work? But this seems to be exactly like that. Yeah, basically just got a thing where it just moves like this, And yeah, just put a bunch of them and you can create a nice little circle that closes and opens. Very nice. So yeah, for the table interactions, I believe it's all basically exactly the same thing as the other ones, or actually similar, because this literally just array cast, position markers, this one just array cast, yeah. This is the more complicated one, but yeah, other than that, that is quite nice. Do you have any advice on how to understand, read large code bases from a video game company? Like code base for an MMORPG game. That is very difficult, very tricky. I mean, the bigger the code base, the longer it's going to take you to understand. But that's actually a good use case for AI nowadays, because AI can go through whatever amounts of data you give it. So yeah, I would basically just try doing that. That would be my first step. Feed the code base to the AI and say, give me a nice overview, draw me a diagram for how this whole thing is set up. Because usually it is very good at doing that, and that will definitely help speed up the learning process for learning how is this code base set up. So that is probably the way I would go about it. Other than that, yeah, you really just get in that code base, modify some code, change some things, and see how the whole thing works. But yeah, that is definitely a very tough challenge, yeah. Schedule for your streams. I don't think I've seen you live very often. No, there's no schedule. I would like to make them more regularly, but yeah, no schedule. Bali, então bebê. So yeah, no schedule, and I did a live stream yesterday. Was it yesterday? 2 days ago, yeah. And before that was like 6 months ago. So yep, no schedule, nothing like that, yeah. Some directions would be copying notes from the printer and moving tokens on the table. Yep. So yeah, those are the copying notes. That is basically just adding something to a little in-game UI. Yeah, everything else works out quite nicely, yeah. So yeah, that part is actually right simple, yeah. I think we're looking at this sometimes your own game. No, not my own game. No. This is a NextFest game. I'm basically just recreating the mechanics. This game, the Iron Nest, very cool game, very nice. Getting a ton of people very interested in it. So yeah, I'm just recreating those mechanics. So no, not my game, no. Could that arm be IK driven? Yes, probably IK driven, yes. So that is probably the easiest way, yeah. Because it does have like 2 arms, and then just basically stretches those in order to figure out. Ai, Bali, então, bebê. Yeah. They're called the Iris Gauge. Oh, that sounds fun. Nice. Yeah. I'm sure it might be a custom animation that is sampled based on that. Oh, that is also a great tip, yeah. Instead of being like fully procedurally generated, like based on values, it might literally just be an animation, and yeah, basically just play the animation, put it on a normalized right position. Oh, that's very smart. That is actually probably the easiest way to do it, yeah. Yeah, find a good iris mechanism and then do that. Nice. Oh, you 3D printed that one. Oh, that's probably fun. That's probably cool. Nice. I got a 3D printer, but I haven't printed much stuff over there. So yeah, building something like this. An iris mechanism on Thingiverse. Mali, que foi? Functional. Oh, that is cool. I should probably print one of these because that's probably quite nice. Does it open? Oh, that's cool. Is it just one piece or multiple pieces? Do I have to like assemble it? Okay, it seems a little bit complex, but okay, we've got multiple pieces. Okay, I want to see it at work. Ali. Okay, like 4 or 5 pieces. Put it on that. Oh, that is cool. Oh, it has a little tab so you can. Nice. That is super cool. Wow, that is impressive. I'll have to look into this afterwards because that doesn't look quite nice. Yeah, so I guess that's the technical term, iris mechanism or an iris gauge. Okay, that sounds that sounds fun. I didn't know that had an actual name, but yeah. So for that in the game, that is actually quite nice. And yeah, beyond that is basically just the normal interactions. So yeah, quite happy with this research. This worked out quite nicely. I can do these two. I can do the nice lever. So yeah, I think I've got enough to do like a mini tutorial in case people want to know how to make these kinds of interaction systems. Yeah, just something where you can rotate, something where you can snap, and this one isn't working right now. Oh, it is working. I thought it was bugged, but no, it is working. So there you go, which is way too big. But yeah, I got a nice little vertical slider, got rotational sliders, I've got snapping sliders. Everything works out really nicely. All right, that's cool. So yeah, I would say this was a successful research session trying to figure out how to make this work. So yeah, now I got to figure out how can I present this in a nice tutorial, and that would be fun. Yeah, that would be fun. Oh wow, I've been live for almost 2.5 hours. Wow, time flies. I did not know it was that long. And I actually didn't check Twitch. It is apparently still live. Nice. So thank you. Yeah, thank you all for keeping me company as I was doing this nice research. That was nice. So yeah, I guess I will now stop, go research how to sort this out. Probably take him outside because he's way too stressed out. So yeah, I guess I will do that and see. But yeah, this was fun. So yeah, stay tuned for a nice little mini tutorial, mini overview video on how to do this kind of thing. And that should be quite nice. Okay, so let me prepare everything like that and that. Okay, streams are only on YouTube. I'm also on Twitch for the first time ever, and it seems to be functionally working. So I mean, Twitch has no discoverability, so I don't imagine that it will get any people watching there. I think got like 2 people, so yeah. But yeah, that was fun. Anyways, yeah, so I will be doing a bunch of stuff, and then yeah, hopefully doing some more live streams more regularly, like whenever I gotta research some kind of topic. I think that could be fun. So yeah, I guess we shall see. All right, so yeah, thank you all so much for joining me on this live stream. I hope you found this interesting, educational. Yeah, again, stay tuned for a more proper, polished video as opposed to just this. So yes, I will see. For Twitch for better revenue. I actually don't know if that quite works out. So yeah, I mean, because YouTube already has memberships, so yeah. But anyways, yeah, I'm not really expecting memberships. That is not quite the thing that I'm going for. So yeah, just a nice place to watch the live stream. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna get going. Thank you all for joining me. Have a great rest of your day, rest of your week, whatever it is. Have fun, all of your projects, do all of that, and I will see you all next time. All right, so bye everyone. See you next time. Bye bye.